Hi all you beautiful people. Happy Sunday. This is our 13th little Sunday Shining get together. Thank you with all my heart for your beautiful comments last Sunday. And it just really warms my heart and brings such joy to me when I know that what I'm doing, you can use it in your life. Because yeah, we're all here together. We're all here in the same boat. We were taught that we weren't in the same boat. We were in different boats, and we had to shoot the other boats down so that our boat could make it. And it's not true. We're all one. We're all one family. We all come from the same place, and we're all returning to the same place. So got the fire going. It's wet, grey, cool today. So the fire helps. It gives a little bit of warmth, and it helps to keep the damp air out of the house. It's also very beautiful. The fire element, part of this world, this natural world, the fire element. And talking about the fire, there's a lot of fire on the earth, and a lot of things happening that can make us very upset. But what I feel is my little job here is to help you and help myself just keep staying anchored in the love and the trust, in the peace. Just feel the peace. And yeah, there's different things I've written down. Just have some tea. Got our Christmas cactus flowering here. It's really the main job for us, I feel, is to stay anchored and stay peaceful in every moment, and not to close our eyes to what's going on and just encapsulate ourselves and just hold it out so it doesn't hurt us and doesn't stress us. But it's a fine balance, because the information that is accessible now has never been. The human mind has never ever experienced such a bombardment of information, ever. And as I see it, our nervous system is not built for it. And it's part of what some people call the matrix. It's the big lie, the egoic way of being, that fear is the main driver. Everybody is fearful about something, and if they're not fearful about something outside themselves, they're fearful about something inside themselves. I can just say we, because it's not they. We all have this element of fear, and it's of the old world, because it's not the new way to be. So going from living a life that is where we have been driven by fear every single second of our lives, maybe even from before we were born, and letting all that go and embracing peace and living that way, that is the shift. that we're going through. And it's huge. I mean, it's just like, well, you can't really, you can't really compare it to anything, because it's two completely different ways of being human. And what did all the great teachers of the religions come to teach us? To be fearful? No. They taught us to connect with the unseen, the source of life, and stay anchored in that. Stay strong. They didn't tell us to lean on others or lean on something outside ourselves to make us strong. They said, go within and find God. And you will be strong. And it says in the Bible, you should live in continuous prayer. And not that we should become monks and nuns going around saying, please God, help me, help me, help me. But I think it's good to remind myself, and to also understand that even the most holy people had to be in constant prayer, because life on earth is so noisy and so stressful. Even 2,000 years ago it was. And so it's a constant inward going. And it's so beautiful. It's so beautiful, because when we get this, our life transforms. It's just so beautiful. And the whole thing that it's all here. Everything you will ever need in your life is right inside you. And all you have to do is access it. And as life is right now, there can be people and activities and things we just have to say no to, and even just leave them. I've experienced that in my own life. To just and I've said this many times before, but just a few times recently, I've just sensed, just won't do it. And I won't even explain to anyone why I'm not doing it. I just won't do it. Just stop doing it. And I really felt the angels singing with joy, saying yes, 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 yes. And feel how liberating it is that something you've always done and something you've always seen in a certain way, that you can just suddenly realize, I could just stop this. I could just leave it. And yeah, it's just it's so powerful, and also can be scary to realize how dictated we have been by this old way of being. And so that's one of the things I wanted to share here, that I feel that I've been learning in my own life, and it's just really a repetition. Things just come again and again and again. But the whole realizing how we have been programmed to think and behave and live in a certain way, where it's so deeply programmed into us that we just think that there is no other truth at all. And we see it in the fundamentalist religious people who are very, very, very strongly against all other religions, and just completely convinced that their way is the right way, it's like I mean, you shouldn't start trying to discuss with these people, because they just know deep down that they have found the truth, and that's the way it is. And we can get very frightened and maybe aggressive, just get very upset by people being like that. But really, when we look at ourselves and the way these thought, it says in the Danish Bible, we have to break down thought buildings. There's these buildings of thought forms that are built in concrete. It's just really, really, really heavy duty, thick-walled buildings that are set within us, and even before we're born, we carry them with us. And they make us view life in a very, of course, a completely limited way. So we see life and we see ourselves in a particular way, and we just have no idea that this is just a thought. It's nothing else really. So, yeah, what was I going to say about this? Yeah. Apart from being very destructive, these thoughts, because they are the fear-based, the egoic way of being. All these thought forms that have been controlling us, and they are the reason why we have been asleep, being blind. So we've been programmed like this, and our own awareness has been shut down. But the awareness will never ever disappear, as I see it. No matter how deeply asleep a person is, there will always be a tiny, tiny, tiny little gap where God shines His light out of the heart, and where the person can awaken. That's why there's always hope. It's never completely closed down, unless maybe it's a person who's very mentally ill. It might be, but somewhere God's light shines. God is within every one of us. So the awareness that this is my state of being is lost for people who are deeply asleep, and has been for us when we were deeply asleep. And then slowly we start to open our eyes and start to realize, okay, what I just did there was actually controlled by was actually not something I wanted to do. And why was that? Well, that's because it was a thought that was the driver, and that thought is really not me. And this whole way of being, where these thoughts have completely taken us over. Of course, we are in constant stress, because the thoughts never stop. They are bombarding us from within. And I know from myself how I can be milking, and I can be singing, and I can be thinking about something I have to do next week. It's just unbelievable how the mind can be so busy, and you can be so far away from where you are. And that's where someone like Eckhart Tolle is such a powerful force on this planet, helping people by the thousands, probably hundreds of thousands, who are being helped by this humble man who's guiding us into the now, into the present moment. And it just came to me this week how I was talking about seeing everything as perfect as it is, and sensing how this moment, right where I am in my life, what I'm doing now, exactly now, is perfect, and we can move on from there. So it started with realizing that we are actually perfect in our imperfection, and what I'm doing right here is perfect, is exactly what I'm meant to do right now. And the world around me, everybody around me, no matter what they're doing or saying or thinking, is perfect. And I'm experiencing this because that's what I need in my life. And what I got to think was that two things that we can sort of go deeper into this, that just noticing what you're doing right now and sensing and deciding with yourself that this action is perfect where it is. I might stop it tomorrow because I realize I don't want to do this. I don't want to get up every morning and drive my car for 1.5 hours, very stressed in a big highway, go into a little office and sit there and be deeply unhappy, drive home, be very, very stressed. I just can't do it anymore. So tomorrow I'm going to stop. It might be. But the thing is, when we become present, and that's what we're doing, we're becoming aware that what we're doing is perfect right now, we can see that we have the choice to change this. So we get to notice more and more that we are the creators of our lives. But what I just wanted to mention here is that the whole thing of becoming present, and that's what Eckhart Tolle is all about. For me personally, I need the God aspect more, but the whole practice of just becoming present, feeling your body within, feeling all your, just being present within your body and being present in this moment with what you're doing is so powerful. And you are coming into alignment with God. Feeling your breath. I mean, just imagine how much we're missing when we're not present. Feeling how the body is breathing. And realizing that when I notice that I'm breathing, I breathe better. And we know this. We don't breathe well enough. And how is it to breathe well? Well, it's to breathe deep. And why should we breathe deep? Well, because then our bodies become oxygenated and we feel the peace straight away. As I've mentioned before, the word breath and the word spirit is the same in Danish. Nearly the same. On and on. Become present, just feel your breathing. And you might be driving on the highway. You might be sitting here watching this film. You might be cooking a meal. You might be talking to someone. Doesn't matter. Just sense that you are present in your body and you feel your breath. Feel that you are alive. It's so powerful. I mean, this is, as I see it, this is the way of the new world. This is the way of the new human. And it's so awkward in the beginning because you feel, well, I'm just, I'm not, what am I doing? I'm just sitting here feeling myself. Well, you are becoming God in human form and becoming aware that you are. So on the outside you just look very peaceful, but on the inside huge things are happening, and all those thought buildings that you have been keeping alive, maintaining all these buildings with all this thought, these thought patterns, those buildings crumble and disappear. And you're no longer controlled by this enormous, I mean, it's what do you call it? It's a tsunami of stress, inner stress, that's been flooding us ever since we were conceived. And it's so beautiful, even one of our children has become interested in the power of now. It's so powerful. Just this one little thing changes our life. And what happens when we become present is we become much more healthy in our body, of course. Everything works better. Because our cellular structure is not built to be in constant stress and to have this bombardment of thoughts. But they do come, these old thought patterns, and what is so beautiful about this age that we're in right now, this time, is that they have come to be released finally. So whatever thought patterns are coming up, oh, I'm not good enough, I never do it well enough, it's all coming to be released. So know that you are in control, and you are going through this cleansing process that is healing all of humanity, not only yourself. So every time you take time just to notice, oh my goodness, what was that thought? My partner is an idiot. I hate my partner. Or I hate this and this. I'm angry now. Why does this always happen to me? Why can't they learn? Whatever it is that comes up, just bring your awareness onto it. And Eckhart Tolle even says that's all we really need to do, just be aware. You can go deeper and see, why is this, what's happening here? But just being aware that right now I'm feeling really angry towards someone is really enough, because we're not going to live in an age where we don't have feelings. We will get angry. We will be sad. It will be there, and but the fear will disappear. So that's very much what I want to share, especially with this video. I can feel is to not fear anything anymore, and to become your own best friend. Start to give yourself, that's what we haven't done, give yourself the attention that you've never given yourself. Sense what is happening in me, and nobody is against you. Nobody's harming you, really. You are there, and you have been busy not tending yourself. So now has come the time where we give ourselves attention on the outside and the inside, and just bringing your awareness to what you're feeling right now is really enough. So I mentioned EFT the other day, and I'd like to just mention that too. EFT is a very, very powerful tool in this process. And for some people it can seem like, oh, you're just tapping things away. But I think when you have this perspective on it, that you're actually helping yourself release it completely out of your life. And it is just a very, very effective tool to help loosen the emotion, and to also help you get to see, where does this emotion have its roots. So I think we'll go back to the EFT, because I want to just go into this other area. Because the people around us, they are triggering, they're bringing up these emotions very well. And that's also something Eckhart Tolle says, that the most challenging thing is to be around humans, because they are the ones who are asleep. They're living in their ego. A great majority of us are still deeply asleep, really. And being around them can be very stressful, and the ones who are the most challenging are really our greatest friends. They're the ones who are teaching us the most. And I just got it so clearly today that someone very close to me can seem very depressed and lost. and how I personally react a lot to this, because I just think it's so, I can get angry, I can get, I get all these different emotions in me, and what happens when it's the egoic mind that controls this is that straight away you see this person is depressed and lost and just sort of getting through life type of thing, and then you react. Why can't this person grow up? Why can't this person take responsibility? Why can't this person see that life is so beautiful and that all the joy they need is within themselves? Why can't they see that? That's just, and do they want me? Do they want me to provide them? Yes, they probably do. So all this anger and and what is, I feel, what is our duty is to notice as soon as this happens, we have these reactions to other people, and to just go to yourself, go and relax, become centered. And what I feel is really happening is that they are, when you get triggered like that, they can only be mirroring what is happening inside you. And I've mentioned this many times before, but I had the experience the other day where I just said to myself, this can't be right. I am not depressed. I'm not lost. I'm not giving up. I just feel so joyful. I feel so good. But see, there are so many layers to our being, and you can have a general feeling of being very joyful, but when this happens in your life, it is always perfect. And it's only if I wasn't triggered by it, if I was just, it's okay. Let it be. Let that person be there. It's okay. I'm getting there. I feel I'm getting there. But when I get triggered, it can only be because I'm holding on to something that's like that. It's an image of myself. It's my little child saying, oh, you might feel joyful on the outside, and you might feel so hopeful and wonderful, but I'm actually still upset. And you're not listening. You're not listening. So I got out my EFT, and you can really more or less say anything while you're tapping these points. But what I did was I just said, okay, I don't believe this, but I'm going to do it anyway. And I just said, even though I feel so sad, I feel so sad, I feel so upset and depressed and, yeah, just really, really sad, I choose to love and appreciate myself deeply and completely. I use both hands. Or even though I'm feeling all this sadness in my body, in my mind, everywhere, I choose to love myself deeply and completely. So even though all this sadness is in my body, in my being, I choose to love myself in every way, body, mind and soul. And then you can start here, all this sadness. All this sadness. I'm just showing you how to do it. So simple. All this sadness. All this sadness within me. I feel so sad. So down. I just feel there's not really hope. It's not fun. Under the arm. So that was one round, and then you can do it again and again. And really, after a while, doesn't really matter what you say, just tapping the points. But what happened to me was so powerful, and that's what happens. It's just absolutely incredible for most people. I think it's 98%. As soon as you start tapping, whatever's there, sitting there, will come up, and it came up within seconds. I could feel this deep sadness from my childhood, it was sitting there. It just came. It's like a key to the box of your inner self. It's so powerful. And of course, as soon as I released, that was what happened in my life with that relationship, that person I know. Within a very short time, that person was so much more joyful. It's just unbelievable. And so it's just to say that this is just it is one of the most, I think it's one of the most powerful tools that exist for human healing and human well-being. And doctors and all sorts of professional healers are using this because you just go so quickly into the subconscious. And of course, as soon as you heal that in you, that person it's not triggering you anymore. And they might stay in that depressed state the rest of their life and never really change, because they're not meant to. It's not meant to happen in this lifetime. But the beautiful thing is that you have released your anger, all your stress towards that person, plus you have healed yourself. Yeah, it's so beautiful, and I really, really feel this, that whatever is triggering you is always something that you're carrying yourself. So praise the Lord, and this also really helps us to, in our family and friend relationship, whatever relationships we have, it helps us to become anchored within ourselves and let people go and let people be where they are. So yeah, just going back to the beginning where I said I've just been letting go even more recently, and I just feel this is strengthened in me even more to just I just feel the angels are saying, allow yourself to be in your own space, center yourself there, and that is the most powerful thing you can do. And allow yourself to not have to change people's lives, because you can't and you won't, but you can change your own life. Be the change. And of course, the more harmony, the more these buildings within you break down and dissolve, the more you will shine your light and you will help the earth. You might not be with many people, you might be with animals and in nature, it doesn't matter, because your sheer presence on earth is healing the earth. Because everything is energy, and your energy uplifts the earth. So yeah, the inner work is just, I feel that's where it all is right now, the inner work. Just put some more on this. So we're going to do our Gabriel message. I'll just check. Yeah, I've just been reminded a lot of what Jesus tells us, and there were three things that just confirm this, what I'm saying here, and how he, I mean, already 2,000 years ago was trying to teach us this. He says, when you point, stop pointing at others and seeing the little twig in their eye when you have a log in your own eye. And I think that is a wonderful image of this, that it looks so bad what they're doing. I mean, look at them doing this. And where he says, come back to yourself. Stop pointing at them, because that's not where the healing happens. That's where the war happens. So bring your attention back to yourself. and clean away that log in your own eye. And that is what I've just been describing. The inner hurt, whatever it is that's sitting in your eye and blocking your sight, so that you can see what the world really looks like. And he says to love yourself as your neighbor. So that is the main message in everything Jesus says, is to love yourself. So you stop pointing at them, criticizing them, seeing how they're all wrong, and that way you love them and bring your attention to yourself, give yourself that love. And the last one is, he says, it's really in our weakness that we find our strength. So that it's realizing that it's not by it's by seeing, where am I hurting? Where am I this very hurt, poor person? Go and see that, and in that, when you give that weakness attention, the power will come to you. You will have the inner power of God, and you get this beautiful humility, because you see that there is no and all the comparing stops, because we're just all humans, and we all carry pain. It's been part of the human condition, and it's natural. So just bring your attention to yourself, I feel, is really what he's saying. So it's so beautiful. So we're going to do a Gabriel message, and yeah, we'll do that now. So today's message is number 50. The Gabriel message number 50. Praise God and praise yourself for the path you have chosen. Dear one, your path in life is decided upon before you take birth in human form. Your soul reviews the lessons necessary for highest growth, and then chooses those life experiences that will provide them. From a human perspective, this choice is often difficult to comprehend. Many outwardly horrendous lifetimes have powerful lessons, though they may be beyond human understanding. To truly understand the soul's growth, it is necessary to have an expanded perspective that sees an overall picture. When situations occur in life that seem very difficult to handle, a certain balance is provided in knowing that on a soul level, a great learning experience is occurring, and that you are given all you need to handle the situation for the highest good of all concerned. This does not mean that your emotions do not exist, or that somehow you should not feel upset, because in human terms your experience is very real, and your feelings valid. Within the power of your soul, however, there is a great gift in your situation. No matter how senseless a condition may appear to your human eyes, a greater truth is available. It can assist you to remember this and to pray to see it. It can also help to remember that you live in a benevolent universe where the grace of God is available at all times. From a human perspective, it is also often difficult to experience incredible joy and happiness. There are many people in your world who say, "It's too good to be true. Watch out when things get too good," etc. The angels say to you that you are a beloved child of God who deserves to be happy and to have incredible blessings in your life. If this is what you're experiencing right now, enjoy it. Live this blessed moment to the fullest. Never doubt that good things happen and that joy and miracles are the natural state of being. Do not doubt the path you have chosen. If there is something in your world that you want to change, pray that it be transformed for the highest good of all concerned. Trust in your angelic teachers and in God's presence, which is eternally within you. Be grateful for your life, and most of all, praise God and praise yourself for the path you have chosen. And let's see what card. Purification. That's what we're all going through. So that was a wonderful message for us today. How it's all perfect. It's all arranged. We are in the situation that we have chosen because we're learning. And the whole thing of feeling joy and allowing ourselves to feel joy, to be joyful, because it is actually more normal. We've been used to suffering and not feeling joyful. Isn't it incredible? I just think it's so incredible how many people who are in the egoic state, they actually enjoy feeling unhappy because they're used to it. But as I see it, joy is our natural state, and it will come more and more as we heal. There was this one more thing I want to share. Going back to the now, that we can take it a step further. When we come into the now and really become deeply present with what we're doing or not doing, just being in our bodies, being completely aware and present in this moment. Not only do you feel completely peaceful and joyful, but there is actually a celebration going on in the heavens every single moment. The heavens are celebrating. It's really Christmas every moment. The angels are singing. The heaven is filled with joy and celebration. And to just sense this, that there is a celebration going on within our hearts, within our spirit all the time. Our spirit is rejoicing every single moment. This is the new way of being, the heavenly state. To feel that I am celebrating every single moment. Life is a celebration. I am a celebration. So that was what I had to share with you this Sunday, and I wish you all a very, very wonderful, joy-filled, peace-filled, love-filled Sunday. Being on your own, which you're never, or with people, whatever you're doing, may it be filled with God's love. And have a wonderful week too. Take care, my friend. See you.